Bugs was released on the Atari 2600 by Data Age in 1982. You play as I guess you could call it a glorified intergalactic exterminator that's been sent to a planet crawling with massive bug creatures. There's no explanation of why these beings all have to die. I mean, are they advancing more rapidly than they should be? And at this rate, they're essentially a threat of our existence if we don't put them away immediately? Something like that. Otherwise, it just seems like mutant genocide. Because all you're doing is killing these bugs, which the manual calls invasive, even though you're on their planet uninvited. Who the hell do you think you are? I mean, maybe they're called invasive because they actually did invade this planet, but the manual also refers to this place as a long dead planet, so I don't know. It sounds more like this is their planet now. I mean, there's got to be some statute of limitations. I know this is complicated and everything. Now, maybe I'm stalling here and trying to come up with something interesting to talk about, because there really isn't much to talk about with bugs. You control a crosshair to shoot all these bug creatures that are crawling to the top of the screen, and you need to wipe them out before they reach the top. If they do, you lose a life. You use the paddle controller, which gives you precise control, but you can only move horizontally. So you're really just lining up underneath your target rather than at your target. And even that's not entirely accurate, because the hit detection is questionable at times. Not terrible, but sometimes you're like, yeah, I hit that shit, what happened there? Now, in a way, it shouldn't matter that you can't move vertically, because these bugs all crawl straight up to the top of the screen, and they all seem to be at infinite length, so there's no need to change your trajectory. But they could have, I don't know, made it so that these things did come in different sizes, so you could move all about the screen and utilize the rest of the space in a way that made sense. Or even having the bugs change direction, maybe? It would have given the game an added dimension that it definitely needs. Of course, then you'd be using the joystick controllers, so the movements wouldn't be as smooth, but hey, it worked for Missile Command. It could work with bugs too if you program it right. The way they try to add a dimension to the game is by throwing in this douchebag that flies across the screen at you. First it's dormant for a second, then it changes color and comes after you. Since you can't change vertical direction, there's no way to evade it. You have to kill it by firing and then retreating immediately. You have to time it correctly or you're fucked. The thing that really sucks about this asshole isn't just that it will kill you if you don't get the timing down after one or maybe two shots, but it will also block you from killing any bugs on the other side of it. You're basically barricaded behind a deadly wall. Now, you can hop across him before it changes color, but you're playing with fire in regard to the timing here too. It wakes up without warning and comes flying in your direction, which can really suck if you trap yourself into a tight window. The other thing that bugs me about this game is all the fucking empty space down here. Why not use the whole screen and just make the bugs faster? But despite all these potential options, there isn't much of anything in terms of game variations. Just one of two difficulty settings and a two-player alternating option. It's tempting to say that Bugs lives up to its name and that there are a lot of bugs that need to be cleaned up, but there really aren't any glitches or technical errors, so no bugs, just a shitty game with a severely flawed design. There's a small semblance of fun, a little glimmer of what could have been if more was put into this, but instead it just feels like an unfinished prototype. Although that sequence in between lives is really impressive for the Atari 2600. If only any other aspect of the game could measure up with it.